was a moment in my life where everything I knew ended. Not all at once, but in the quiet realization that I couldn't stay where I was anymore. I left behind a life I had built, my home, my business, my friends, my stability, the identity I had worked on and worked so hard to create. I left as a single mother, not just responsible for my own survival, but for the safety, the well-being, and the emotional world of my child. I didn't leave because it was easy. I left because staying meant losing myself completely. DV doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it's a slow erosion, a quiet dismantling of your confidence, your nervous system, yourself, your sense of self-worth. You find yourself in a loop, a trauma loop, replaying over and over again, where you question yourself, where you minimize your pain, where you stay longer than you should, hoping everything will change. Leaving broke that loop, but it also broke everything familiar. I relocated. I had no car. Months of walking, relying on others, hiring cars and vehicles, transportation, carrying responsibilities, carrying a child, while carrying the invisible weight of rebuilding a life. Months of sitting in the unknown. There were moments I grieved deeply. Not just the relationship, but the version of my life I thought I would have. I grieved my life, my friends, my business, my clients. I had built a business. I had built independence. And suddenly, I was rebuilding from the ground up. As a mother, you don't get to fall apart completely. You learn to cry quietly, to be strong while you're still healing. To show love while you're still learning how to love yourself again. Healing wasn't linear. There were days I felt powerful, and days I felt like I was back in the same emotional place. But I started reflecting. I started journaling. I started seeing the patterns, the trauma loops, the beliefs I had carried that told me I wasn't worthy of peace, ease, love or safety. And slowly, I began to release them. Not all at once, but piece by piece. I began practicing gratitude, not because everything was perfect, but because I was still here, still breathing, still standing, and still choosing a different future. Manifestation for me wasn't about asking for more. It was about becoming whole again. It was about stabilizing my nervous system and rebuilding my sense of self. Trusting that even in the unknown, I was being guided somewhere better. I realized I hadn't lost everything. I had found myself, a stronger version, a wiser version, a version of me that no longer abandons herself to keep others comfortable. And as a single mother, I realized something even deeper. I wasn't just healing for me. I was breaking cycles. I was creating safety. I was showing my child what it looks like to choose yourself, to choose peace. There is a version of me now that she wouldn't recognize. A woman who worked away. A woman who rebuilt. A woman who turned pain into power. I am no longer in survival. I am in creation. I am in healing. I am in alignment. I am in my rise. And I am grateful for this. This is only the beginning.